Welcome to the third video. So far we have talked about why this research matters and how we did it. Now I will share what we found. The student outcomes, their study conditions, what they told us in their own words, and the recommendations that came out of this. I will also remind you where the analysis is still ongoing, what we hope to explore next. Let's start with the big picture outcomes. We asked the students to rate their overall satisfaction with their online program on a scale from 1 to 5. The mean satisfaction score was 3.51 out of 5. So not terrible, but also not as high as we would wish. It's somewhere in the moderately satisfied range. We also asked whether they plan to continue next term. About 64.6% said they plan to continue. The remaining 35.4% were either unsure or already thinking about stopping. So roughly two-thirds of these girls are planning to push forward despite everything. But one-third are at the risk of dropping out or are already on the fence. And again, note that on this slide we wrote that analysis is still ongoing. As we collect more data, this is a snapshot of 322 students, not a final frozen conclusion. Next, we looked at the conditions under which the students are trying to learn. First, infrastructure. When we asked about internet reliability and electricity reliability, the average rating was about 2.6 out of 5, which is below natural, and this was especially bad for students inside Afghanistan. That means many students are trying to attend university with internet and power that they themselves rate as poor or inconsistent. Then we looked at the safety and support. Only about 42.8% said they can study without fear. Around 52.8% reported strong family support. So almost half are studying under some form of fear or restriction, and almost half do not have a strong family support. What surprised us is that despite weak infrastructure and safety constraints, most students are still only moderately satisfied, and nearly two-thirds still intend to continue. These patterns convinced us to do deeper modeling and segmentations, and we are still exploring the data to understand which groups are at highest risk. That's where our logistic regression and clustering come in, and we will keep refining those models as we go. Numbers are important, but we also wanted to hear students in their own words. Here are a few quotes that really stayed with us. One student wrote, "The greatest factor that improves online learning is effective interaction between teacher and student. When the student can take part in discussions, ask questions, and receive feedback, their motivation and understanding of the lesson increase." Another said, "The biggest problem I have, which always hurt me and makes me stressed, is how to get the money for the internet data." And another wrote, "If the session is recorded, I don't lose everything when the power goes off." These three sentences capture the heart of our findings. interaction and feedback from instructors or Center for Motivation and Learning. Cost of data is a constant source of stress. Recorded sessions are a simple but powerful protection against power cuts and connectivity failures. In the open text responses, many students also talked about the importance of peer community, having classmates who help each other when the instructor is busy or when someone misses a live class. A supportive peer community can sometimes fill gaps in instructor feedback and make students feel less alone. Based on our logistic regression, descriptive statistics, and student goals, we identified 5 main recommendation areas. First, enhance instructor feedback. Our model showed that feedback quality is one of the strongest predictors of both satisfaction and persistence. Students need frequent, clear, and responsive feedback, not just grades, but explanations and encouragement. Second, family support. Family support also came out as a strong positive predictor. When families understand what the student is doing and why it matters, they are more likely to allow the study time, protect her from interruptions, and sometimes help with costs. So universities and NGOs should think about family engagement programs and simple resources in local languages. Third, improved assignments. Improve assignment clarity. Many students mentioned confusion about assignments. Clear instructions, examples, and step-by-step exfolding reduces stress and reduces dropout risk. Fourth, provide offline and recorded materials. This is crucial. Downloadable PDFs, audios, and recorded sessions mean that when the internet fails or the power goes off, the student's learning doesn't completely collapse. Several codes directly asked for this. Fifth, build safe and supportive environments. This includes platform privacy protections, but also peer support networks and communities where girls can help each other, share notes, and give emotional support when instructors are not always available. In our results, feedback and family support are the strongest levers, followed by clarity of assignments, offline recorded materials, and safe, supportive environments. We, we chose a TechHope website as our communication artifact, offering a clear, accessible platform to present the study's finding, insight, and purpose, in which our audiences can see raw data as simple visuals. Find our key findings with clarity and precision. Also, the website makes transparency and traceability available. So when do Afghan girls actually thrive in online college? Our data suggests three main conditions. They don't need perfect technology. They need resilient learning. Girls told us they can live with imperfect internet and electricity if they have clear lessons, recordings, and flexible, low bandwidth options. They need systems that recognize that power and internet will fail and that give them a way to catch up. Second, safety, family support, and a strong peer community keep them in the program. When students feel physically and psychologically safe, when families support their learning, and when peers form a strong community, they are much more likely to stay, even in very difficult circumstances. Third, investment in the basics turn online college into lifeline. Our first 322 responses already show that when universities invest in these basics, feedback, clarity, offline option, safety, peer support, online college becomes a real lifeline, not just a logging page. And again, this is only our first round of analysis. We are continuing to collect more survey responses, exploring additional models and segmentations, and going deeper into qualitative themes, including the Farsi responses. As we refine our analysis, we hope to give more precise recommendations to universities, NGOs, and funders who want to support Afghan girls in online higher education. Meet our team. Finally, I want to introduce our team: Ms. Madiha Malikzada, Ms. Mahdia Ahmadi, and Ms. Safia Hashmi. This project is very valuable for all the team members, as they are all Afghans and they share the same pain. Thank you so much for watching these videos and for caring about Afghan girls' education. If you would like to learn more, you can explore the detailed figures and methods on our website, and we will keep updating our findings as we complete more analysis and collect more data. Thank you.